Well, good afternoon, good evening, whatever. It's not the morning anymore. And welcome to the Wednesday podcast of Cooking with Country. I'm your host, Country. Now, first thing, just because I don't want to get any backlash from one person, he'll probably never ever even know this podcast exists. But the comedian Bill Burr, I actually fashioned the thumbnail picture and the way my podcast look based on his podcast. So, and I'm a big fan of him. I'm actually going to see him in Nashville in May. May 17th is his show. So, Bill Burr, if you ever so happen to watch my podcast or see this, just know that I did fashion it after yours, but I do support you. Everybody go watch the channel. Everybody go watch his stand up and all that. So, good guy, real funny. So, anyway, welcome to the Wednesday podcast. I honestly really don't know what the hell I'm going to talk about. But I'm going to try to work on one thing. I ain't going to say I cussed a lot. I said MF like 62 times. And I see why they pay for editors. I see why people pay for editors. It took me at least like an hour just to try to find all the MFs, edit them, all that stuff. I'm just like, man, God dog, I need to learn how to not say that so much. But anyways, yes, welcome to the podcast. So, the other day, Monday, I spoke on about being broke and how it is, to be like a college student in this day and age and stuff. And I spoke with a colleague earlier, and they brought up a fair point about the difference between the COVID babies, the COVID baby college students compared to the ones that went to school before then. And I'm gonna tell you, that is something that need to be talked about because, man, you talking about the difference in these children's here. And I know somebody look at me and be like, oh, you just a children too. Well, guess what? You can kiss my ass. I have skills unlike a lot of these other folks. Even some that's older than me. I have some skills that I can use to survive. But as far as like how it is to be a college student, it's so different. Like the only best way I could describe it is like going to school is like if you had dinosaurs and shit. You know how they had dinosaurs and they had the ones that lived in the water, and then that period where they were coming out on land and all that stuff, and then they turned the big long necks and Tyrannosaurus and stuff. Yeah, I was like in that range. I probably wasn't like a significant dinosaur. I'm like the first bird or something, one of those small ass dinosaurs to be in the tree just squawking at people. Yeah, and then COVID came. That was the meteorite, and now we got to make space for all these gay little mammals because it's just not the same anymore. It's not. So the reason why I'm bringing that point up is because of parties. Parties are nowhere near the same. And the reason why I'm bringing parties up is because think about this. I came in as a freshman a few years ago. Not going to incriminate myself, but just before COVID, it was before COVID, a good little while where I can enjoy myself. And I wasn't raised to go to parties. I didn't know nothing about twerking, shaking ass. I didn't know jack squat. I'm going to tell you, I give you a secret. And I found out that you had to prepay for gas first before you can get gas. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm so country to where I did not figure out until I was 16 years old that you had to pay for gas first before you can get it. Where I'm from, you can literally go and just get gas. And it ain't just my town, the surrounding towns. You can get gas and then pay for it after because everybody knew everybody. It was an honor system. So a lot of stuff I really didn't know about. And I'm telling you, when I came to college, I really didn't think I was going to use my brain this much. I was very ignorant because, like I said, I didn't even know about gas. I didn't find that out until I went to Atlanta one time to go visit some family members. And I was trying to get the gas. And I'm just squeezing the thing. And I'm saying, damn, this gas pump don't work. And the lady was in the window looking at me like I was crazy. I'm just mouthing, the pump don't work. Can you turn it on? Like, is it broken? And my aunt said, what you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to get gas. She said, but you didn't grab my card yet. I'm like, card? You ain't got $20? I ain't never known nobody use no card. We didn't have no type of gas pump. We had the one that had the little arm on it where you take the gas pump off and then you flip the arm and it's yeah when the gas pump turn on, and it had the dials in it. You know, it didn't have the digital dial. I mean the physical. It just rolled from 0 to 10 to 20, and that's how you got gas. We didn't use digital dials. I mean, we just not kind of started using them. Like not too long ago. They just got rid of those dials. Like maybe like a year and a half ago. That gas station we used to go to is shut down. And it was only 1 or 2 spots that had the digital. But anyway, I'm getting off the topic. So I didn't know about ass shaking and twerking and parties and stuff like that. And I came from them country folks that we was like the civilized, quote unquote, civilized country folks. So I didn't know about the Johnny Taylor and the Ronnie Lovejoy and the B.B. King music and stuff. You know how country people are party, in the hole-in-the-wall clubs. We was them educated country folks, we didn't go out to parties and stuff. So I didn't get a chance to do all that until I got older. But yeah, so the first part I seen was like day 3 of me coming to school. And it was in a parking lot. We had a parking lot party and only freshmen was on campus at the time. So we come there and they only had the freshmen. And there was this one dude, his name was B-Stapes. So B-Stapes said that, hey, come by the basketball court. We're going to try to throw a party or something like that. And they was doing this before I even got there. Because I came in like 3 or 4 days late. So he said they had these big old speakers. And he bumping and stuff. He had his music plugged up. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, the speakers just hit. And that was the first night I ever was twerked on. And I was so nervous. I was so scary. I was so nervous because I'm just like, I am stiff. I am very country. I had on a flannel shirt and some jeans. I'm one of them type of country. Wear boots for no reason, right? Just because you always ready for work. So I'm sitting there like, what is this music? I heard some of it on the radio, but some of it I ain't never heard before. So they sitting there and folks start coming in out of nowhere, just like roaches. I mean, it was dark too, so everybody just coming in into the light. And it was girl jumped on the car was twerking. It was girl twerking. I said, what's going on? I'm like, what are they doing? And I thought it was like a mating thing. I thought it was like when girls were twerking, that was signifying, that they was just like ready to do some stuff. I didn't know that girls actually did that just for fun. So it was this one girl, she was drunk, and I'm sitting here close to the car. I didn't want to be in the crowd because I didn't want nobody to come to me and be like, trying to dance or something. And I thought that when, with a party, everybody dance. It just depends on the song. But, like I said, it's just mostly girls, and then the dudes just kind of stand there and try to be cool and act like they ain't looking at that ass, but they like, man, shit, that ass look good. So I'm sitting there in the passenger seat of the car, the door open. And I had stood up. The car wasn't even surrounded by a bunch of people. Everybody was surrounding it, but there was still space around the car. And this light-skinned girl came up and she was bagging her ass. Like she came, just like doing some shit out, just like coming to me like on a grinding motion. And I'm sitting there like, is she coming to me? Like, where's she going to? I'm like, oh my God. And she turned around and she put it dead on me. So I'm sitting there like, do I grab her? So I just stiffly, like a mannequin, just got both my hands. I was like a forklift, just secured my hands around her butt and just pretty much just let her ass just do what it was doing. So the only thing was moving was just my arms. I was just standing straight up, hips wasn't moving, wasn't doing nothing. And everybody said, oh, go country, go country. I'm like, damn, I ain't even told nobody my name yet. Well, I swear they were saying my name. I didn't introduce myself to like 1 or 2 people. So that's kind of how it stuck. And I was just like, is this what it is? And I mean, it wasn't like I was aroused or nothing, but it's like, it just felt right. So I'm sitting there like, dang. And when we started really going to parties and folks really started learning, who each other was. I'm telling you, it was some girls were twerking and doing some stuff. I'm just like, Lord Jesus, your daddy must not been in your life. And then fast forward to now, and I'm sitting there looking at these parties now. I'm just like, all y'all came from two-parent households, didn't you? If y'all ain't the most boring. I mean, after COVID and folks came back, I was like praying for girls to drop it like it was hot and just be nasty. I'm just like, will you please shake that ass you got? Because they wasn't doing nothing. They was just sitting there, had their phone out, and then had the audacity to have the flash on. And then everybody got their phone out and the flash on. And I'm sitting there looking like, we at a Coldplay concert? Like, what are y'all doing? Drop it, like, do it. Do what you do, baby girl, what you doing? And then it always be like one or two girls that'll do it, and it'll be like for 5 seconds, and then they make it like it's like a joke or something. Like they'll sit there and, kind of bend over, and they'll do like the most mediocre, just kind of just shake from side to side, and it literally will be like 2 or 3 seconds, and then when the girl's like, okay, and she just like, okay, not too much, did she? And they all start laughing and giggling. And then for some odd reason to another, when girls were shaking their butt, when I came in before COVID, now this the dinosaur era. This one, I mean the long neck dinosaur, Tyrannosaurus, Stegosauruses, Allosaurus. Every dinosaur that you cannot pronounce was there. Everybody was scaly. Everybody was big. It didn't matter. Everybody was their own shit. When it came to a party and a girl was twerking, somebody was going to catch it. I promise you. Some dude was, it was like a competition. If you didn't grab it, man, somebody about to hit you in your shoulder trying to get to it. They finna knock you down. Man, me and this one dude was running at this girl, and we like colliding into each other. But because I was a little bit heavier than him, he said, all right, you got it. And he walked off, and he ran to another girl. He took off and got behind her. I said, damn, is this competition? And I was behind and I started getting my hips and stuff then. So I was sitting there doing a little whirlwind when the girl be throwing in a circle. I'm like, yeah. So I'm sitting there like, okay, bet. I'm getting the hang of this. Then it got to the point where, okay, to me, the party started getting boring because it'd be the same girls, the same ass, the same dress. I'm like, ugh, you got the same dress on from last week, same music. So it started getting boring, but boy, I did not appreciate it. Oh, I did not appreciate it because now we have the worst. Oh, God. Girls ain't shaking squat. And then the crazy part about it, you know how they talk about freshman 15? Well, I came in weighing about 142 pounds. So I wasn't real heavy. And now I'm about, how much I weigh? About 180. So I stay between 175 and 180. It just fluctuates. And that's the weight I'm comfortable with. But I weighed about 140 pounds. I came in thin. I didn't lose nor gain any weight during that period of time. But I saw a lot of girls, well, a lot of guys too. They were losing 15 or they was gaining 15. And I think a lot of them gained 15 because when we came back, either the next semester or sophomore year, oh, them girls, that boy, I was like, ooh, I can't wait till sundress season come back. I'm talking about had some stingers on. If you don't get that reference, you ever seen like a bee or a wasp? Especially a wasp, a wasp is slim thick. That stinger, you got a sting on. So anyway, the girl still was like relatively thick or something. And I know when we look at old pictures, we're like, oh, we were so small. Not compared to these girls now. And I ain't saying I'm looking at them. I don't look at none of these freshmen. None of that. That's gross. I wasn't even looking at like juniors when I became a grad student. So I like my women older anyway. So I don't look at nobody really younger than me. But I can clearly see a difference. It'd be girls coming in. They weigh about 110 pounds, and it wouldn't be like, oh, it's just one or two. We knew the one or two girls that was 110 pounds when I came in, because you only had one or two. But when you got majority of them coming in and they looking like they in middle school, I'm like, maybe it's something in the water, maybe it's something in the chicken. I have no idea. Maybe it's something in the air. I really don't know. But I do know one thing. These girls are little. I'm talking about just little, and ain't nobody trying to do something different. So here's another difference in these college students from then and now. We was bold. I remember this one dude, I ain't gonna call his name, I ain't gonna incriminate him. But this one dude, real homie too, real nigga. And I don't know how he knew how to do this. Because I didn't know, and I'm from the country. This man jumped on a bulldozer tractor. He jumped on in a bulldozer that they had parked by one of the buildings because a tree had fell and they was getting ready to move it or something. And it was at night. He jumped in it, turned it on, and knew every control and just drove around a nice little piece of campus. I mean, just got in and just drove off. I said, I know good and damn well this dude ain't sit there and steal this tractor. And we're just joyriding in it. Got out and parked it back. Took off, went to running because I think somebody was coming. But I'm like, how the hell? So then it inspired me. I said, shit, I'm going to do the same thing. And I ain't, that'd be the story for another day. But anyway, this is about the difference. So we will sit there and sneak in the events and stuff. We'll sit there and go through the back door or go through a window. We used to sneak in girls' dorms. Girls would sneak in our dorms. All that stuff. And we knew the rule. You didn't record nothing. If we was having a party and they said put your phone up, you put your phone up. And then if you didn't, somebody was going to regulate and punch you in the back of your head because they said put your phone up. Not these. No, these jokers scared of everything. They actually follow the rules. They actually pay for the events and go in it. They don't try to sneak in. They don't try to do jack squat. They'll sit there and go to a party, got all their phones on. Ain't nobody doing nothing. And then they complain about the music. But then if the DJ sit there and play the music they like, they're going to know one or two lines from it because guess where they heard it from? TikTok. And I hate TikTok. You can probably tell the way I'm talking. I hate it. I hate the idea of it. I never had one. If my stuff is on TikTok because somebody else posted it. Other than that, I ain't about to get on it. It's poison. I don't care for what age. TikTok is poison. But they'll sit there and hear a song. And especially when it's an old song too. And I hear a young, like a younger person than me. They, a freshman, sophomore, or junior something. And they know a song, and I'm sitting there like, oh shit, what you know about that? They don't. Like, oh, I just know that line. I knew it. I'm trying not to say the F word. I'm trying not to. It took a long time doing all the bleeping. I think right now I'm good. I haven't said the F word once. I said the N word once. So I'm good to go. But yeah, I really don't get that. They'll sit there and want to go to a party, but then don't actually want to participate. I'm just like, have you watched any movie where it was like in a college setting and how folks just go crazy? Like that, it doesn't happen anymore. And then when people try to go crazy, it gets dangerous. And I'm like, I don't ever remember having a lot of shootings around the parties I went to. Everybody pretty much for the most part got along and we knew not to mess with certain people. You didn't invite certain people to parties. But after COVID, and the only reason why I don't blame the younger generation, the COVID generation, the only reason why I can't really blame them for not knowing is the fact that, especially with my school, they treated COVID like it was the Black Plague. Even when everything went back to quote-unquote normal, where they said, oh, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. You ain't, the only thing we require is the shot. You can go and suck dick in the back of the freeway if you want to. Do anything you want now because it's over. Not what I was. They still got mask mandate. Then all you need to wear it. So, because of how strict they were on us, we didn't get a chance to go out and party anymore and stuff. Now we'll sneak and have a couple, like hideaway parties and stuff. But then it wasn't that many people here either. So you talking about, we have a get together. It wasn't in a party, we have a get together, and it may be mixed where you have a couple upperclassmen, and then you may have it where it's a couple, sophomores or something. Cause we had a whole freshman class that was virtual, so they didn't get a chance to even see the campus until they were sophomores. So that was the meteorite for us. We got hit, and those older ones that knew the traditions, that knew the songs, that knew the chants, that knew all this stuff, were whittled down to a few of us. A lot of us couldn't come back because of the pandemic. A lot of us are graduating, and they had to do everything virtual. It was I think the first group didn't even have a graduation, so it was just bad timing. But yeah, we got eliminated. So as you know, the long neck dinosaurs, the Bronchiosaurus, everybody started dying out. But guess what? That's when the mammals start showing up. The mammals don't play the same rules. The mammals ain't as big. The mammals got fur and stuff. It was cold when they came. So the same rules don't apply. So when they came, they had whatever they just heard and just assumed, okay, well, we're not supposed to do. And everything went to shit. So I can't blame them because we wasn't here. Nobody was really there to teach them. So it's like, I don't fault them. But it's like, yeah, y'all really don't see that y'all lame. Like, how do y'all not see that? And I'm going to tell you now, this right here is sad. Now, this is the difference right here. Now, I don't know where the game went. But when COVID came, it also wiped out the game. So, dudes nowadays do not know how to talk to females. And a lot of the females don't know how to play by the rule either. Because you have a lot of girls, they'll sit there and be thirst trapping and stuff, or they be wearing all kind of crap and be like, oh, I don't want no man, and I don't want nobody looking at me. And I'm sitting there like, girl, you say that, but you got your titty nipples out. I'm like, you can't sit there and say no crap like that. You got like a braid all the way down to your ankle. You got it tied off with a ribbon. You got a third of your butt cheek out. Your stomach hanging over your belly. You got Dunlap. Your stomach that lapped over your belt. You got all kind of makeup on. All kind of crazy stuff. Like, you'll look crazy and then got the nerve of, I don't try to draw attention to myself. You doing something. It ain't subtle, I know that. So that's not the something, but you doing something. Because I'm pretty sure somebody gonna look at you and be like, yeah, so I see you. Like, come on. But I'm not even gonna get on the girls. This is what I'm gonna blame the dudes for this in this young generation. Y'all don't know the game. Y'all think that y'all do. No. Because you disrespectful if you just out of nowhere sending your thing-a-lane pictures to a girl. If you do that, you are a creep. If the girl is on that type of time, where she is a lady of the night, a lady of the street, and y'all doing it virtually, I mean that to your discretion. But do not send no girl. I don't care if she dressed like one, like a lady of the night or not. Fellas, if you in college especially, do not do that. One, you are setting yourself up to be incriminated, because that's not going to be forgotten. Just understand that will not be forgotten. Second of all, that is disturbing. Nobody want to see that. They don't. It don't go that way. A girl can sit there and send their stuff, and it's all good and cool. Ain't nobody trying to see your meat, man. What's wrong with you? It's just wrong. It's just nasty. Like, don't do that. And then don't know how to talk to girls. Like, that's it there. And this one thing about social media. Social media, if you in the area around somebody, for some reason, it's like your phone or your social media just know when you talking to somebody in person or you looking at them, because somehow their Instagram or their Snapchat or their Twitter just pops up. But dudes will sit there and go somewhere and try to holler at a girl. But then if they in public, Like just say a party, they'll see that same girl, and instead of just walking up to her, being like, hey baby girl, what it is, they'll sit there and trying to hit her up. And then it'll be like a DM or something from Instagram, like she just finna just really be checking her phone and she having a good time. She look at the phone and he yo creepy behind her like, hey. Like she can see it in the 10 minutes you sound like a bitch. Hey. And then she gonna probably look around and she think, this motherfucker, man, God, I gotta bleep that. But she gonna like, you must see me. And dudes will sit there and basically be looking up, they head down, they'll throw the little hand up. And I'm like, you expect to get you some cootie cat that way? Man, if you don't walk up and be bold, now look, I'm talking a lot of big crap, and I was a nervous ninny myself. However, I didn't do nothing like that. I just swallowed it, and I walked my stiff behind up to a girl, and I'm like, you're cute, and I walk away. It wasn't that bad. But still, it's like at least be brave enough to go up to, it's a human being. Ain't no girl gonna respect. I don't care what a girl say. Girl be like, oh, it's okay when a man is feminine. It's okay when he's sweet or he's... No, it's not. Shut up. No, it's not. You see that any dude that cannot hold his own nuts, you gonna look at him and disrespect him. You gonna tell him what to do. If you do get with him, you gonna be the masculine one in the relationship. Or you just not gonna be down with that and be like, get your weak behind out of here. Because a lot of times, even with my experience, I try to be the perfect dude. I text back quick. I write a piece of poetry. And I care about your feelings. All that stuff, right? And that's all good in the hood. But when you do that a lot, like you just catering to that, ain't no girl gonna respect you, man. Because it didn't seem like I became anybody until I became an asshole. When I said that I became an asshole, and I didn't say the whole word, so I ain't got to believe it. But when I became an asshole, that's when everything started changing. And not only girls, but everybody started coming to me and stuff like, oh, I want to be country's friend. I want to be... Because I just told it how it was. What I got to be scared for? Y'all are all human beings. Why am I nervous? I don't understand that. And then we all kind of look the same. I mean, some of us are lighter or darker than others, but I mean, we the same. We all just came from home. We all nervous. We don't know what's going on in life right now. We just know we ain't around our parents and we can do nasty, disrespectful stuff with one another. That's all we know. These kids here, they wild out, but not in a good way. Going back to dudes, stop sending y'all thing-a-lanes to girls. Second of all, stop trying to get pity pussy. When you sitting there going on social media crying or begging, please, I wish somebody would just love me and I'm a good dude. We don't know that. That's the funny part about it. You say that, but do we know you? Does that ever work? Really, it don't. It never really works when you go on that pity stuff. You'll have some girls, one or two of them, be like, oh, well, you gonna find the one day. You just gotta stay strong. She gonna see some old inspirational bullshit, right? And some dudes will sit there and try to hit that girl up. And then sit there and be the same dude to say all that and then send a dick picture to her. Shut up, dude. That ain't how it works. You gotta actually go up and talk to people. And then also, you gotta learn how to also amount to something. A lot of dudes don't amount to something. That's why dudes that got the game, why they can have a harem. That's why they not in a rush to get in relationships. And I'm not speaking like that for me. I ain't incriminating myself. I'm just saying, just in general, dudes that got harems or females have it because of two things. They either got money or they are resourceful. And sometimes both. Think about this. Ladies that's in college, I don't care if it's undergrad, graduate, whatever, right? Think about this. How many dudes can you name? How many dudes can you name that can cook? And I'm just going to stick to that one. I ain't going to even bring up nothing else. How many of you know that can cook? You probably can't even name one. If you can, it probably somebody you either with already, maybe that one dude you know. But you already can see it's not a majority. So a lot of dudes, they don't amount to nothing now. Dudes, when I came around, the reason why they can get girls is when they had the game. So they're sitting there, because I wasn't competition at all. Like I said, I was nervous and stuff. I didn't know how to talk to girls. I ain't never seen pretty girls before. Where I came from, we had the country pretty, and like, well, she pretty for where she's at. But other than that, we ain't just had no bad ones. Now, the ones that I came up with now, because I know a couple of them gonna listen, I'm gonna say this. The ones that left and actually went far enough away to where they was actually going to a real school or something like that, oh, they got bad. Oh, they were looking good. I see some of them now I went to school with. I was like, ooh, who knows she was gonna look like that? So, some of them, yeah, because they, same thing with me. They learned that you could also, that you had to pay for gas first. The ones that still back there, where they still, doing country stuff, they ain't hitting off about nothing. But anyway, yeah, so dudes, another thing, stop wearing pajamas. Stop walking around in public wearing pajamas. You are a man. You are a young man. You should be ready for anything. I ain't saying wear a suit and tie. You don't need to be walking around wearing pajamas. Like, that is the saddest thing to sit there and see a young male, especially a young black male, walking around with some pajamas on. And then they sit there be walking around with like themed pajamas like Marvel or Scooby-Doo and all that stuff, SpongeBob. And I'm like, you a grown ass man. And then it's the part about it. Because you so comfortable wearing it, I already know. And they'll sit there and swear that they don't. You sit back on stuff you don't need to be sitting on. Like your bed. Because you in a dorm. You sit back on the bed. Now, you may be one of the ones that'll swap them pajamas out. You sit there and got your day pajamas and your night pajamas. But you sit on that bed one or two times. And think about it. You wearing fleece fabric. That stuff just trapping germs, the whole outside world. And then you, especially if you sitting in other people's stuff. You sitting in your homie's car. He ain't never cleaned it out. You sitting in some girl car. She don't clean. You sitting in class with other folk booty being. And all this stuff, and then you got the audacity to walk around in that, and then you gonna get back in your bed. And girls will do the same thing too, so it ain't just dudes. But dudes, you know better than that. And then some of y'all, and this is the part about it, some of y'all are so sad that y'all don't demand respect. So I know a lot of y'all just don't care. But when you get older, you will see it's a different world out there. I didn't ever do no crap like that. I don't even like going out with my hair uncombed. And I see that so often now, and I'm just like, that's not a style, young man. That is called laziness. I ain't saying you gotta cut your hair. I ain't gonna say I'm against cutting hair, but I don't cut mine. I'm not cutting mine no more. I used to, but I know who I am. I'm not cutting my hair. Point blank period. But if you're gonna have your hair, you need to maintain it. You need to oil your little dry scalp. You need to put a bonnet on. And don't go outside with your bonnet either, dude. The bonnet is made for you it's made for the bedroom. It's made for the inside of your house. And after a certain time of the day, you need to take it off and get your shit together. You need to be putting on real clothes. Because that is sad. They'll sit there and they'll have like a career fair or anything. And dudes will have the most, look like bums. You got a button-up shirt and it's untucked. Your pants, your shirt don't match. That shirt wrinkled out of all to be damn. Got a stain on your back. You don't even know how to tie a tie right. You ain't tried to shave. You ain't tried to pick your nappy head out or nothing. What? Like, come on, and you expect somebody, I'll tell you this. And this will prove my point. And I want you to wholeheartedly ask yourself this question and answer it. Get done putting on the crap you put on. Put your shirt on. Put your pants on. If you got a belt, put it on. Your pants, all that, and your shoes, put all that on. Don't like when you ready to go, when you are ready to go, then I want you to look in a mirror and ask yourself for whatever career fair it is, would you hire you? Looking like that. I don't care how much of a nice guy you think you are, based on your appearance, would you hire something that look like you? If the answer yes, well hell, I don't want to work for your business, and I damn sure don't want to hire y'all for nothing. Unless it's making food and you stay in the back, I don't want to look at you. You sad as shit. Girl, same thing. If you sitting there walking around, and like I said, I didn't see a lot of the dudes do that when I came in. The older they told us we came in, man, you better, if you got a beard, you better shave that joker, make sure it look clean. You better put on your pants. Like, I'm for real. It was like having mentors. But COVID wiped all that out. And it ain't nobody telling them that no more. Because we all got our jobs and stuff. We all, out and about doing stuff. And we just got to hope they figure it out. They not figuring it out. They ain't getting on social media. Oh, it's hard for me to get a job. And I can't get this. They don't look at me for an internship. Hell, I don't even want to look at you. Dude. I don't even want to look at you. You look gross. And you expect somebody then, and there's another one too. Think about if you trying to talk to a girl, how you look. I ain't saying you can't get one, but guess what? Her standards ain't gonna be that high. And she gonna be around that same bubble or below you. And I'm gonna give relationship advice. That's what I'm gonna be, a relationship coach, but I'm gonna be a pre-coach. I'm the coach that tell you what you need to do or how it's gonna be before you talk to the person. This is another thing. And this is gonna be like when people rate stuff from 1 to 10. Okay, my guy, if you are a 5 and you ain't got no type of game or resources, you gonna get a 5 or below. Just like the stove, 5 and below. That's what you gonna get. Same thing for girls. Girls, if you look in the mirror and you looking a hot damn mess, if you looking like a 6, you not gonna get a 10, dude. You not gonna get a 10. You about to get everything below your rank. So, respect goes a long way. You dress respectful, then that's when respectful people gonna actually notice you. That be killing me. Man, this one girl in an organization she was a freshman at the time. She was a sophomore now. And I give it to her, for her age, she a little developed. She just ain't got a chest. So, she a little developed. All right. So, that means she going to be a target. She came into a meeting. And all of us are upperclassmen, right? She comes into a meeting and had on like a night shirt. Basically something you just wear at night. So, a t-shirt. It was thin, it's something you ain't finna really just wear out in public as you would, I would hope you would. But ain't got no little old titty nipples. Ain't got no chest for real. Got a bird chest. She came in that meeting and I could see through that shirt. And the crazy part about it, she had a jacket on when she walked in. She took the jacket off. And I went straight up to her. I said, let me tell you something. If I see your chest again, I'm going to punch you in it and fold you like an envelope. Don't you dare come in the presence of no grown man. This is not the time to play. Don't you come in the presence of no grown man with your chest out or your butt out, none of that stuff in no setting like this. Unless you about to go to bed and this your dude, I don't need to know what you got. Especially since in this organization, I had a high position. And she knew in rank. Don't you know that's how the job field is? What dudes, what men, not real men, just creeps. Creeping men in power take advantage of women already. And they take advantage of women that dress conservative. So, do you realize the risk you are putting yourself in if you got men that'll sit there and do that to conservative women? You don't know who is watching you. You got potential jobs watching you. You got potential programs watching you. And you also got predators watching you. You cannot be doing that. We are in a professional meeting. I don't need to know what you got. I don't want to see that. I don't care if we're the same age or not. That's disrespectful. It's a time and a place for that. And I tell you, for dudes, if you sitting there and you wearing some pajamas, you ain't got no drawers on. Who in the hell told you I wanted to see your little meat flying around? Oh, you think they're cool or whatever? I tell you this. And I see dudes do shit like this all the time. They like the thirst trap doing this shit. And it's usually always, and I'm coming from the light-skinned dudes, it's always be some lighter dudes. It be that like, that brown, caramel kind of color to light skin. It don't ever be like a brown skin or dark skin, brother. It always usually just be like your a little bit lighter than chocolate milk color dudes. And they always want to sit there and wear something like some basketball shorts or some sweats. And then you see they print. Ladies, if you ask a dude for some pictures and he ain't your dude already, like you don't really know him like that, I don't care if you only known him a month. Unless you were sending that same energy. But if one of his pictures, especially if it's a profile picture in public, if he got pictures like that, he ain't no good. He ain't shit. Because guess what? If he can do that publicly or he can just send that to you and you don't know it, I bet you one person he won't send that to, his mama. I bet he won't. If it's a dude send you a picture and you see his print and you know like he trying to flex, like it ain't like he was playing basketball and then he just sent a picture with him in action and you just kind of saw it like flopping around. You're like, that look like it might be his dick. No, I'm talking about like he in the elevator. They always do it in an elevator. If it's an elevator mirror pic where he in there by himself and he in there like pulling his shirt up a little bit because he got a little old 4-pack, a little punk ass little nigga. Anyway, he sit there and he pulling his little shirt up and he got on all these other clothes. He got on 2 shirts and a hoodie. But then you got some sweats on and no drawers, and he take that picture in the elevator and he kind of bite his lip a little bit or stick his tongue out or kind of wink or just got just regular light-skinned face. If you see his print, tell him to send that to his mama. A dude do not need to be sending pictures like that unless that's his girl and and y'all just got that bond, that relationship where you're like, babe, I can't wait to see you. And then you send that picture with that print and she like, I can't wait till I see him. Then that's okay. But some random girl, you don't really know, you trying to get her through sex appeal. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Like, that's just disturbing. And you think that's the game. That ain't the game. A girl gotta imagine what it may be like. It's curiosity to it. Because guess what? Dude, you ain't got number one thing to flex. That's it. You only got one thing to flex, and that's a thing. Girls can sit there and they got face, hips, ass, they cootie, they chestes. They got all this stuff they can show. They can do it in a silhouette and that'll just drive you insane. You ain't got nothing but just a little old piece of meat down there. That's it. Whatever. You not finna show her your butt. You not finna show her your chest. You can have abs and all this stuff, but I mean, like, that's good or whatever, but that don't mean you can do something. A lot of times girls say that's just nice to look at. That's it. They really don't care about seeing the muscles. They're like, can you actually do anything? So, I really don't understand that. I mean, like I said, I can be dangerous if I want to. I'm just saying because I know who I am as a person. I know what I can do. So, I could easily sit there and have me a harem. I don't believe in that. I don't want no bunch of females. No. But I can be dangerous because I can actually amount to something. And I have skills to prove that. But these guys, they just relying on their little six-pack that they're going to lose once they get around by 27. Hell, some of them lose it by 21. After they ain't starving to death being a freshman, they get their first apartment, learn how to cook ramen good enough, and then that thing, they done swole up like a damn ice potato. I'm just like, man, you don't get your ugly. You only had a six-pack because you was starving. Shoot, crackheads be having six packs. They don't work out. They starving. Everybody got a six pack. It's just how much fat do you have covering it? I mean, goodness gracious. I don't smoke weed, but weed ain't the same either. Shoot, man, I remember when dudes sit there and smoke weed. And, you know, they were cool or whatever. You know, they ain't sit there and was tripping. Man, if I was a smoker, I'd be so scared to smoke with these little young jokers. They be having everything in there. I ain't never heard of no damn fentanyl before until all this. And they be vaping and stuff. I'm like, man, you fucking your lungs up. Hey, they sit there and put all kind of stuff in their weed, be experimenting and stuff. And I'm just like, man, you don't know what weed is. You don't. That be mid. It be mid, and then they done put some super glue on it. So it'll look sticky. Like, get out of here, man. You don't know what no weed is. Like I said, I don't mess with none of that crap, but at least I know. I ain't ever seen weed light-skinned. Like, it'll be some of the most tan weed. I'm like, man, that desert brown. Like, that ain't no weed. Man, that's a tumbleweed. Don't smoke that, man. But yeah, I don't know. These kids here, whew. Dang, I was trying to hit at least 3 topics. I only hit 2. I'm just there talking about college students, man. God dog. But anyway, yeah, so the recap on all of that, yeah, y'all say it. Y'all younger ones, y'all COVID babies, y'all say it. Like I said, I don't blame everything, but I can't blame y'all for everything, but still, y'all gotta step the game up. Y'all gotta realize that if you are at a party and ain't nobody doing nothing, then why do y'all keep going? Just don't have a party every weekend. Just don't go, or actually be brave enough to shake that monkey around. I mean, just do what you have to do. Dudes, stop being disrespectful. Your meat will not work. It will just get you in trouble. And then next thing you know, you're going to be on a Me Too page. You better quit. Because some girl going to get you. You're going to send her to the right one. And then next thing you know, soon as you make $1 or $2, she going to come back. You're going to be called a creep. Y'all better stop doing that. Ain't nobody want to see that. If you don't want to see your homie's thing, then don't send it to no girl. And I'm going to start right there. Y'all have a good day, and I will talk to y'all Monday. Bye.